Hi, I'm John Novosel. I'm here with Golf Magazine Top 100 instructor John Tattersall. We're here to talk about the Bushnell Launch Pro. We've got a special guest. He's one of my great friends, Colonel Dan Rooney. He's a PGA professional, F-16 fighter pilot. Dan, how many tours of duty?
3 combat tours, Johnny.
Wow, and thank you for your service. And he's the founder of the Folds of Honor Foundation. Dan's here to help us discover what you can unlock on the Launch Pro.
Yeah, obviously, we love high-fidelity data in the F-16 world, and this Launch Pro is groundbreaking. And John and I are going to talk about carry distance,
yes.
Which is so important. Why don't I take this thing for a little test flight, and you can critique me from there.
Have a bit of fun with it there, Dan. 7-iron you're hitting?
I got a 7-iron in my hand.
Very good swing.
Not bad for a fighter pilot.
Not bad for a
Right
fighter
at the
pilot.
pin.
All right, so what I like about this system, it's a camera-based system. We're indoors today. Works the same just outside. We're looking at simulation. With you being a good player, what I want to see is your dispersion of how far the ball goes. Not only the great one, which you hit that fantastic, 174 carry, I'm looking from front to back on the carry, what are you getting? Because that's so important for you. As we know, most of the trouble on a golf course is in the front of the green. A lot of people, not you, but a lot of people, they hit a 7-iron once, it goes 174, and they think that's their average. You being a good player, that's not good enough. You need to know what your average is. So when you're using your laser, you know, okay, I can carry that front bunker, or I can get it on the green. And this gives us that because it measures intent using cameras.
Yeah, and it's a great point, John. And the average player doesn't realize that most of the guys on tour are about 80%. So 80% throttle setting,
Yep.
and understanding where your average shot goes, that dispersion, and that's what makes the Launch Pro so unique, is understanding, how far your carry distance and how much that affects your ability to shoot lower scores and get out here and dial it in, right? Hitting multiple shots and understanding, hey, what's my average look like? What's my stretch, the afterburner, and what is my shorter shot, and how much dispersion do I have based on my swing speed with a given club?
Absolutely. Now, me being a coach, I'm always pushing people to get better. So let's see afterburner from you with a 7-iron, see what it does, see if it changes, and see what does it affect. But that's finding your comfort zone.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So when you really want to turn the afterburner on, for the good players, typically downwind, right? So you can swing harder with the wind behind you. You're going to take a little more club with the wind into your face.
Yep.
So we'll pretend I'm hitting this downwind.
Downwind,
and,
downhill.
See if we can get it out there.
Feeling good. Sounded great.
That's about all I got.
So it didn't change much, which is good to know, because now we're doing simulation. When you were in the jet, I'm sure they didn't turn you loose every day in the F-16. There was simulation, wasn't it? So now we can use simulation to see, when I try these things, does it actually move the needle? Does it get me better, worse? What does it do? So you trying to hit harder, you got a yard further. So pretty good.
Yeah,
Could be
not
important.
bad for an
Could
old
be
guy,
important.
right?
But now you know, there's no point really trying that on the golf course. So you staying at 80% is a great way for you to play golf. And people need to know that before they go on the golf course and cost them shots.
Yeah, and the great thing is you see the average player out on the range just beating balls, right? They may shoot the distance, but they don't understand where every shot is going. And that old adage, perfect practice makes perfect. Launch Pro, high fidelity data, tracking your carry distance at an unprecedented level. Such a great tool for all of us to get better.
I think what I'm hearing here is know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, if you don't know a baseline, you're not going to be able to improve your game. And you need to do it with every club in the bag. The Launch Pro allows you to practice any place, anywhere, anytime. And John and I talked about this yesterday. Dan, you can just take this right out on the golf course, take that same swing on maybe a hole you struggle with, and take this swing that you've developed, maybe in the studio, out on the course to actually get better in combat. How about that?
Hey, Johnny, I love that. And just touch really quick on the camera in this unit and how you can utilize this inside, which for all of us is awesome. After dinner, 8 o'clock at night, in your own house, getting better, not having to go to the golf course.
Sure thing. It's powered by Foresight Sports. They're the tour leader. It's got 3 cameras that give you the most accurate data there is. And what's really cool about this is you only need room to swing your club. That's all the room you need. So you can set it up in your garage, in your basement, anywhere you want. and these cameras are going to give you that perfect data. And John, you talk a lot about intent. We get rid of all the other variables so you know that baseline.
And the difference between the camera and the radar, which is what we typically see in the personal launch monitor space.
Exactly. That radar indoors struggles getting spin, struggles with distance, and guess what golf is? It's a game of distance and direction. You got to know that carry.
Absolutely. On the camera based, it literally needs just this far for the ball to fly. So like you said, if you've got a golf swing, you've got enough room. These type of machines are what's really getting going on tour, because tour players like to know what happens when they intend to do something, but now it's at a price that everybody can get it.
No better way to sharpen the spear, right, than with the Launch Pro.
Absolutely.
Dan said it, high fidelity data that's accurate on the Launch Pro. You can use it anywhere, improve your game, accuracy above all with Bushnell Golf.